What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of HermitPack on the HermitCraft server. Oh yeah, guys. So, behind me, I've been kind of messing around with our refined storage system. Previously, we had our crafters, the automatic crafting units, kind of like wrapped around here, and I don't know, I wasn't really liking the way that looked. So I ended up moving them out of this area over here, so we got like a 3x3 of them now. So we got a total of 9 of these crafters that are just going to hold patterns for things to autocraft. Yep, and then we have another auto crafter back behind the solderer there. You can kind of see the little blue dot there is pointing at the solderer. So yeah, we can go ahead and craft into the solderer automatically that way. I guess I could have left it behind this wood plank here. But yeah, I was kind of playing around, trying to figure out how I wanted things laid out. First of all, I did the 3x3 little thing in the center. Then I moved these over 3 blocks and had like 3 blocks of the gray block between them. And I didn't really like that. And I started looking at the stairs. I was like, how can we divide this up? So yeah, I ended up grabbing just a plank, just a regular old plank out of the system here, and grabbing our chisel and bits stuff. So chisel bit bag and the diamond chisel. So you can just go ahead and stick these on the wall if you choose to, like so. And then if you press your radial menu, this one's grid snap to 1/2 cube. This is what I used. And you just remove a 1/4 of a block at a time, or I guess 1/8 of a block at a time. Yep, and then when you have those done, you should have the chisel bits in your inventory. Then you can place down, if you do the same radial menu, just make sure you do this one. Yep, and then you just right click. Whoop, I misplaced that one, obviously. So yeah, you just right click those bits there. Can I place that in this spot? Well, let me do that. No. Yes. No. It won't let me do that. Okay, so I guess I can just left click that, get the bits back, and then right click it right like that. So yeah, I was doing that for the divide. I think that looked pretty good because it matched up with the stairs. I didn't really know how else to do them, but yeah, I do like how that looks. It's like flush up against. It looks like a proper divide that's supposed to be there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I do think we're going to end up putting another divide here, and I might do some more crafting stuff here. But obviously the machines are in the way, so we're going to have to figure out where those are going to go. But I was looking at this auto crafting, and I was like, you know, we should figure out how to speed these things up. We can put the speed upgrades into each one of these, right? I don't know if a stack upgrade works, like if it'll craft a stack at a time. I kind of feel like it wouldn't do that. It might. I don't know. But anyway, I would like to get the auto crafting thing set up over here so we can make things automatically, like more discs or more crafters or whatever else we choose that we want to craft in the future, more planks, etc., etc. So, getting the speed upgrades auto crafted, it's something I like to do. So in order to do the speed upgrades, we need to use the solderer. Yeah. And we need to put sugar, the upgrade, and then redstone in there. So the upgrade is made with an improved processor and these quartz stuff. Yeah. So we already have a crafting recipe for the improved processor. We don't have crafting recipes for the glass. In fact, we haven't really set up any machine automation. And since we're going to be moving these machines, I don't really want to set it up. So we'll probably be doing all of that by hand. But we should be able to make a pattern for the upgrade base, this thing, like so, pretty easy. Yep, and then I think we just stick it over into one of these. Right, so this is just a regular crafting to make that base, and then when we have one of the bases, we have to make the other pattern to go in there. So let's go ahead and make one of these real quick, and we'll set up a pattern specifically for doing that. So there's our upgrade, and then the other bits and pieces for that was a piece of sugar and some redstone. So we don't have sugar, but we can make a pattern to turn sugar cane into sugar, which is probably a thing that we should do. Let's clear that out. Like so. And I guess, yeah, we'll stick in this one. I'm noticing this is invisible, or this one's invisible, I'm sorry. This is just a regular vanilla chest. I don't know why that icon's not there when you press shift, but it's not there. But if we hover over it, it says oak chest, and if I craft it, it does in fact make it. So that's a thing. So anyway, we got sugar in there now, and redstone. So sugar, the upgrade, and redstone. So this is going to be really nice. Grab that and the upgrade I already have on me. And we can do that, this, and one of those. Okay, and then I need one of these. Don't I have a speed upgrade somewhere? Right here. Take it out of there. Speed upgrade here. Okay, make a pattern for that. Very good. Now, the only problem is with refined storage, as far as I can tell, is I have no way to access that guy back there. Like, I can't click through the machine. So in order to get there, yeah, I literally have to go back behind or find some way to break out a block or something to access this thing. Yep. Okay. Well, anyway, we got that done. I should probably end up making the Ender IO thing, the wand to travel or whatever, where you can zip through blocks just by right-clicking on them. That would probably make my life a little bit easier. We'll worry about that some other time. So now I should be able to do upgrade and tell it to make a speed upgrade, which I think, did it make one? It did something there. No, it's doing stuff. There it is. Okay, speed upgrade. Oh, you know what? I didn't put the upgrade base back in there. Let's tell it to make another one. So how fast or how slow does that go? That goes pretty quick. And oh no, we do have all the speed upgrades in there. Okay, so now I should be able to automatically tell the system. I'm thinking we don't have sugarcane anywhere. I don't want to get rid of it all. I do want to kind of plant this outside so we have some around. Oh no, we got a little bit. But anyway, we're going to need to plant some more of this stuff so we have it for later because we need the sugar. Anyway, I'll make sure I save some of it so we don't lose it all. I'm going to tell the system to make a whole bunch of those speed upgrades. We need, what is it, 4 times 9, so 36 minus 1 because we just made one, right? So yeah, we'll make 35 more of those things. Do we have the stuff required? The stuff available to make 35 more of these. I feel like we're not going to have enough glass. I don't know. No, we got it. 70 glass available. Do it. Let's go and make them all. Let's do this thing. What does this thing look like? Okay, so it's crafting all the sugar first. Actually, it looks like it's crafting multiple things at the same time, which is pretty nice. It's not just doing one thing at a time. Okay, so it's processing the speed upgrades. Cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and wait for those complete. We'll fill all of these things in and we will move on, guys. All right, guys. Well, I got all the speed upgrades made for each one of our crafters over here. I even put speed upgrades in the importer that we have down below our solder and the crafter back behind. Although I don't know if the crafter behind here really needs any speed upgrades since it's kind of like depending on how fast our solderer goes. So that might be kind of a waste. But anyway, I went ahead and I did that anyway since we had it all on autocraft and it doesn't really matter. And as you can see here, our other 2 disk drives that are new are now full of discs. Yeah, I went ahead and made all the different patterns and things we needed to make 64K discs. And it required a heck of a lot of iron and a heck of a lot of silicon, but I got that all done. I just, yeah, did it all manually, put all the materials in here and told to make 16 more of these 64K storage discs. So now we got quite a lot of storage space. We don't have to worry about stuff for a while. We're pretty much only using this one disk drive over here, and we're only using about a third of it, give or take. So yeah, we got plenty of space remaining for whatever we want to do. So I don't think storage space is going to be a concern anytime soon. So things that I wanted to do, since we're working on speed upgrades for our refined storage system, I saw that there was speed that we can put onto our Dark Leggings here. That's one of the upgrades. I don't know why, I just thought that because I was thinking of the speed upgrades. But what I wanted to do is see if we can automate the brew stand. Yeah, if we can automate making speed potions, or I guess other potions too, that would be really awesome. So what we're going to do, we need to find a way to make water bottles. Now, there's a few different ways we could do that. I was thinking we could use some kind of like an autonomous activator or something that can right click. I think there's something called a mechanical user is what it is. I think, yeah, mechanical user from extra utilities too. I think you can put like some bottles in there, give it a redstone signal, and it will right click. That might work, but then we need a way to capture whatever we are, the bottles and all that kind of stuff. It might be better, and that might be one of the better ways of doing it, because I don't think if you right click a bottle onto a source block of water, it uses water. But the thing that I think we're going to end up doing, we're going to use the reservoir from Ender IO, since we already have these, and then a tank from Ender IO. I want to try and see if this is a viable thing. Now, I know one thing that we are going to be doing is waiting on the reservoir to fill up, like if we need a lot of water bottles at once. But since the brewing process takes a while, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So we put these guys down. I guess this doesn't have any water in it. Need to grab one more bucket of water so we can get that thing full. 1 second while I do that. Yeah, the tank, or I guess the reservoir itself, does not have an interface on it. If you right click on it, nothing, right? So that doesn't do anything. But if we put a fluid tank next to it, and we right click this with a wrench, so it automatically outputs. Oops, I didn't mean to shift right click it. Put that back. Right click it. There we go. So that'll fill up this tank automatically, right? It fills it up decently fast, not super fast, but decently fast. So if we grab something like just regular plain old bottles, we could stick those in here. Okay, so it only does one at a time. I was thinking they would stack, but I guess these things don't stack. So anyway, we could have an interface or something, push the bottles in whenever we need the water bottles, and then we could have something ejecting. So this tank is configurable like most Ender IO machines, like any size you want. You can tell it to pull or push pull. So yeah, we could have an interface pushing the bottles in on the push pull side, and then eject the water bottles back into that interface. I think that's a thing that I want to do. I want to see if that's viable anyway, see if we can do that. I haven't tried it yet. So let's make an interface. This is probably another item we should put on autocraft because I assume we're going to be using a lot of those. Same with the importers and exporters and all those things. In fact, tell you what, it looks like there's a few things to put on patterns. Let me just go ahead and make the patterns for all this stuff and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, I went in and I made an interface. In fact, I made the crafting pattern so we can make interfaces anytime we want. Well, I just got done auto-crafting one just to test it. So yeah, we have that all on autocraft now, which is pretty cool. I did have to add in another crafter right there that's pointing into our solderer. So we got one on the side back there and one behind. Yeah, we're just out of room for different patterns. Might be about time we look at making another solderer. I don't know. Anyway, so I just ran a cable right off this crafter right to this interface here. So we got some power. We need to tell the interface that with one bottle, one of these, it will make one of these, right? Pretty simple. So if we input one glass bottle, we get a water bottle out. That's what we're looking for. So we'll put that right here. Is that what we want? I don't remember. How do we do these? What is this? Okay. I was looking at that. It's got a different color there. I was like, what is that? So we can't put that there. Interface export, interface import. Did I do this wrong? Is that not how that works? You know what? We probably need a crafter, don't we? Yeah, that's a crafter. For some reason, I'm thinking applied energistics, and this is not how you do it. Okay, so let me redo this. Crafter. Yeah, applied energistics, you put a pattern in there, and it ejects the item into the machine, and then you can do that. Yeah, this is slightly different. So we're going to need the crafter, and I think we're going to need an importer. Because I don't think we can push items back into the crafter. Let's try this. We'll put that pattern in there. There we go. That's the way it should have been. So if we tell this thing to push pull, let's see what happens if we tell it to craft a bottle of water. Oh, you know what? I got a bunch of these in here. Let's take these out. Okay, so we put the bottle in, but yeah, it has nowhere to eject it. This does not accept items. So in order to do something like this, we're going to need an importer. Or I guess we could use that interface because that could just eject right into the interface. One or the other. So we could do that and tell this thing to the top, push. And then we also need a cable to connect it to the network like so. And I don't know why that's not going in there. I thought you could push items into an interface. Why is that not accepting the items? Let's try again. If we do one of those, fills it up. Yeah, that's weird. It is not pushing to this thing. Is there something different about these interfaces that I didn't know? Okay, well, let's not do that then. We will go ahead, importer. I'm still learning the differences between this mod. I know it's supposed to be very similar to Applied Energistics, but I'm very quickly seeing that there are quite a few differences between them. Things that I think should work aren't exactly working. The auto crafting is pretty nice though. I do like this a lot. So there's our importer. So now we should just be able to stick there right here and connect the cable. Is that going to do it for us? Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so that should have gone back into the network. Water bottle. There it is. So is that crafting fulfilled over here? Yeah, let's try that again. So if I tell it to do a water, if I can spell right, water bottle, start, do it. Yeah, okay, so that fulfills the crafting task quite quickly. So that'll work. It's not the most elegant solution, but it's a way that we can get water bottles. Is it better than doing, like the mechanical user and right-clicking bottles into the world and having something collect those bottles and put it back in the system? I'm not sure. But I think this will work for our purposes. So now the next thing that we need to do is get ourselves some kind of a thing set up so we can do auto brewing with the brew stand. I don't know if we're going to put it over here or not. I guess we could. Just go ahead and put this thing right here. So we would need something, a crafter on the bottom to eject the water bottles in here. I think we would need a way to get blaze powder into here as well. I think the interface, I think this thing you can like tell it some kind of pattern and it'll eject items out here. Let's try that. I still got to figure out how all these things work together. So for instance, we have blaze powder in here. Let's take some of this out. And if I connect this right here and I tell it to do 1 blaze powder, or I guess 27, it'll put 27 there, or 28, or I can turn this number down. Okay, so that works like I would expect. And then we can pull the blaze powder out anytime. Okay, so we can do that. Yeah, and then when there's none in there, it doesn't have any left. And then if we click all those in there, oh man, the import into the interface, that's pretty slow, isn't it? Okay. Well, there's some more things to figure out here. Let me go ahead and just mess around with this a bit so I can speed things up, see what we can do as far as auto crafting with the brew stand, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Well, I got some stuff set up over here. I don't think this is going to be the permanent spot because it seems like the way this is set up, we can only make one type of potion at a time. So every time we're going to want to make a different type of potion, yeah, we're going to need another brew stand and another one of these kinds of setup. Now, I'll kind of walk you through what's going on here just so you can kind of get an idea. So the very first thing, yeah, like we were seeing before, we input a glass bottle and we get a water bottle. So that's happening right here through this crafter. That's pushing it right into this fluid tank that's getting full or filled with water from the reservoir down below. So that's pushing the water up into this. This is pushing the bottles down into here. It fills up automatically. And then this is set to eject to the back. It's pushing out the water bottle to the back. So we have an importer back here, and that's connected all of the cable all the way down there to the main network, all the way down the line. Okay, so this is how we make our water bottles. So when we tell the system to make awkward potions, that happens right here. So we have a pattern that says 3 water bottles equals 3 awkward potions. So it makes the water bottles, and it puts all 3 of them here into the chest when it gets all 3 of them at a time. And we have a conduit, item conduit that's extracting always active, whatever's in this chest into this conduit line. So that will put the water bottles to the top because that's the only place that water bottles will go on a brewing stand. Now you'll also notice down here we have an interface. This interface is set to export netherwort. In fact, it should be set to export blaze powder. Let me just set that for 1. Yeah, okay, so we're exporting netherwort and blaze powder. I'll put the extras in here. So what that does is on the bottom side of this interface, we have another item conduit connected to that same network, and that is set to extract always active. Yeah, as it turns out, with these interfaces, the items down here, you can only pull those out of the bottom. Okay, so we're extracting from the bottom, both the netherwort and that blaze powder, and they're going to whichever spots it can fill on the brewing stand. So the blaze powder goes in from the side. Same thing for the water bottles. And then the netherwort goes in from the top, I believe. Yeah. Then we pull out the awkward potions from the bottom, and we have that set up with a importer on the bottom that is set to a filter of awkward potion only. So no matter what we put in there, it won't pull anything out unless it gets brewed and turned into an awkward potion. Yeah. So it's kind of a convoluted setup, but we can tell our system right now to make some awkward potions. I just made some a second ago, tested out. So if we do this, it shows that it's going to craft 1 awkward potion, but it's going to make 3 bottles and do it with 3 glass bottles. Anyway, we'll end up with 3 of those at a time. So the water bottles get over here, they get made. The bottles get put over here. You can see that they just fill up into the brew stand. So yeah, we have all 3 of the bottles here. And then once this gets done, it makes the glug, glug, glug sound, and then the importer imports them into the system. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward system, but it seems like there's a lot of components to it, and there's a lot of like things that I had to figure out, like the interface only allowing items to be extracted from it from the bottom. I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, yeah, we got automated awkward potions. I guess that's a plus. So the way this would be set up when we're all finalized, we'd probably have it like this, right? And then we'd have these item conduits with facades on them, probably with the same color. So it would just look like this brew stand is just sitting there. I guess the importer, I don't know if you can put a facade on the importer or not. But anyway, it'll look like it's got its own little cubby hole here for the brew stand. And I think that'll look pretty good when we're all finished. But for right now, as I'm, testing and debugging and figuring out what I'm doing, we have this opened up just a little bit more. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be enough room right here. It'd be kind of weird just to have the awkward potion here and then like, I don't know, speed potion being done right here. I don't think there's enough room here to do all the different potions that we would want, right? There might be, but I don't think so. I think what we're going to end up doing is putting the potion stuff like right here in this wall. So I'm going to have to run the wires over here and then, wire everything up. But I think that should be doable. There's nothing here that requires power. No, the only thing we require is just some water and the connection to the refined storage system. And yeah, we can get that going. So I think I'm going to take this all down now that I've kind of played around with it and figured out what we're doing, figured out all the quirks, and move it over there. I would like to get automated speed potions going. All right, guys, so I got a lot of stuff done here. We cleaned all this back up. Yeah, I decided that's not the good spot for it. Yeah, we moved it. So we got cables running underneath the ground here. You can kind of see the cable here runs over this way, takes a turn, goes this way, and then goes underneath here. There's really not a good way for me to get under there. So let me just break out some blocks like we do and kind of show you what's going on. So yeah, we got a little tunnel that is kind of snaking around down here. And this is underneath like our gas burning generators and stuff. So yeah, we're just splicing off that cable, coming over here a bit. And then I opened up this whole area between the walls and down below so we had some room to work on. Now I was thinking that the fluid tank here, it's not that interesting to look at, right? Like it filling up water bottles or whatever. So I just kind of stuck it down here. I don't know. We might move it again a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, we have our awkward potion brewer right here. And then we have a swift potion brewer right here. Yeah. In fact, I think we might even be able to do this instead of doing one stand per stage. We could probably do one stand that does a bunch of different things. I did switch up the patterns back here. So this one does another wart and 3 water bottles to make 3 awkward potions. Originally, I was going to just keep this thing full of nether wart, but then I kind of felt like, we don't really need to do that. We can just send it the nether wart and the bottles. It'll go into the right spot. Yeah. A problem we did have, though, since we're exporting blaze powder and we have that going to all of these different spots, it was going into the top section of here and filling up this brew stand. In fact, both of these we're getting full of the blaze powder, since that is a valid item to brew things to make strength potions, right? So I did have to put a basic item filter here and put the blaze powder on a blacklist to stop it from entering these two. I don't know how we're going to do it if we ever get strength potions on autocraft. We'll have to figure that one out. I think that's going to be a little bit of a tricky thing. But anyway, so yeah, it's just the same kind of thing. We just kind of doubled it up. We have another interface here that's exporting blaze powder just the same as this one, but I didn't want to connect the pipes together so I can use the same blaze powder off that interface. Yeah, there's probably better ways I could do this. We'll think about this in the future when we expand this out. This crafter right here is doing 1 sugar plus 3 awkward potions to make 3 potions of swiftness. And I think that's where we needed to be. So we can tell our system now, if we go in here and say make some swiftness, it'll fill up the water bottles, right? Then it'll make the awkward potions, and then it will make the potion of swiftness. So it's a pretty cool setup. I do like this. I still like watching those water bottles fill up in here. There's our nether wart. Yep, that'll get ahead, or that'll go ahead and brew up. It'll make the glug glug glug. It'll pull those all in, and then they'll appear over here with sugar. Yeah, and then I'll do the potion of swiftness, which is pretty awesome. I'm really enjoying doing the auto crafting with this. It's kind of the same as the plate logistics, but I am kind of learning different things. So yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. So anyway, we'll have our 3 bottles of swiftness, and then those get pulled in again on the bottom here. I do have an importer, and that, let me click it with that. The importer is set to only pull and push in a swiftness for the filter. So once those are done brewing, it then sucks those into the system, and then we have 3 potions of swiftness. Right, so that's awesome. So now we can take a potion of swiftness. Finally, take a potion of swiftness and our leggings, and I think that plus that, and that costs 4 levels, and that's going to give us speed. Yeah, it looks like we can do potion of swiftness plus 6 levels to give us speed again after that. Let me go ahead, right here. We'll dump all of our experience. We'll grab 4 levels so we don't like waste extra experience. All right, so now we got speed on those. So now we need another swiftness. I assume we're going to do this a few times here. So it said 6 levels, I think, was the next level. All right, so there's that and that plus 6 levels will give us speed 2. Yeah, looks like we can do it again for 8 levels. All right, so there's that and that. 8 levels. Does that give us any more? No, that is speed 3. So this increases our movement speed. I'm not sure how much. I guess that is a little bit. Does that speed? What about when we're flying? Does that make us go much faster? Yeah, I'm not sure how much faster. It's almost like we're sprinting when we start moving. Let's take those off. Okay, that's normal speed. And with these on, yeah, we definitely move faster. But it doesn't say anything like how much faster it is. But you know what? I think that's fine. I think I'm happy with that. I don't know if we needed the entire autocraft setup specifically for that, but I did want to check out the autocrafting a little bit more with refined storage. So I figured this would be a good little project to work on. So I'll go ahead and button this up. We'll make the conduit facades and stuff so you can't see all this nasty stuff behind. I don't really know what we're going to do as far as these importer goes. Like I said, I'll have to figure out like if we can put something over some kind of facade to cover that. But yeah, those are things we'll figure out in the future. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I had a fun time checking out all this stuff for refined storage. But yep, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.